of the questions we're investigating is, why Jesus? Why didn't the devil go tell the average person to bow? And sometimes you want to wonder, why am I the only one facing all the so much advances and so much temptation?
Welcome to my channel. Make sure you watch this video to the end and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive right into the video.
So he showed him the glory of this world. And never you think that this world doesn't have its own glory. It has, but the Bible calls it a kind of glory that is fading away, meaning that it can only depreciate. Sometimes all your imagination about heaven, they built it in Dubai. Think more. Your mind can't fathom it. Are you feel what I'm saying here? I remember we're driving through somewhere in Doha. I saw a building that looked like blade. How now? It's the glory of this world. And the issue is that if you're going through life, a little spark of the glory of this world means so much to you. Because when you're going through life, you have questions. Will this phase ever end? The moment that Jesus came from the wilderness was when the devil showed him the glory of this world. It's timing. And he said to him, if you are the Son of God, bow. If I say, cast yourself before me and worship me, it is not everyone's worship that matters much to the devil. For instance, if your song is bad, even Illuminati will not identify with you. Unfortunately, we have only discussed those things on the negative side. Let's take the boldness to discuss it on the positive side, because that's quite risky. The devil knows what he wants from different category of people. There are people that all the devil wants to do with them is to make their life miserable. There's no much. Just make their life miserable. At least they can be complicated, and then the seed coming out of their loins will be complicated in advance and all that. There's no much. But there are people that the devil need to recruit. Spiritual warfare for these ones is not done die. Even the devil doesn't want this person to die yet. He's still going to kill, but the devil doesn't kill until he's done using his own. Some of the most terrific agents of darkness lived quite long. You might hear some conspiracy theory around Idi Amin of Uganda. He died a very peaceful death in Saudi Arabia. Sometimes you hear conspiracy theory around men like Adolf Hitler. The people that the devil used well, and he's going to still kill, because the devil doesn't give anybody any good reward. He's still going to kill. But we seem to understand, and please pay attention, more of these things in the demonic side, that there is what is called the recruitment strategy of the devil. He made his intention clear. Jesus, what I want from you is to worship me. I have a campaign and I want you on my side. He wasn't hiding it. Bow. And what's the tool for enticement? The glory of this world. The same way someone can tell you, you see, all these rent issues you're having, it can end tonight. I have a house, fully built, 5-bedroom, detached duplex, furnished. And I'll even show you the picture. All the misery of rent can end now. I will tell you, Mr. So please face us soon to join me. Then you stand there. Fortunately, God only said, follow me. He didn't tell you what he will give you. Here is the devil telling you what he will do now. And you are standing face to, these things are real. And in those moments, God will so keep quiet, wanting to see your choice. Everyone will take a stand for God. Will they not just have a word in heaven, even in this earth too? It may tarry, but one day so you'll be glad you didn't sell off. One of the things you must learn is to reject the rewards of iniquity. It may make you look like you are the happening, you are blowing up and down, but eventually it destroys. Jesus knew he was going to the cross. If the purpose of going to the cross is for the glory, here is the glory without the cross. To say no is to say I embrace the cross. That is to say I embrace dying on the cross. At some point in your life, you will have offers that will look juicy, or you must not accept. And many times, even after you have said no, God will not come and say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. But one of the questions we're investigating is, why Jesus? Why didn't the devil go tell the average person to bow? And sometimes you want to wonder, why am I the only one facing all the so much advances and so much temptation? And if this is something happening in your life, then it means that there's something about you that you don't even know yet. As much as the devil wants to control the world, it is not strategic for him, for everyone to, it's not everyone he goes after to bow. There are people who are already bent. It's not strategic for him. Why Jesus? And maybe you want to put it in brackets. Why me? Why is the devil after my allegiance? Maybe you feel I'm not a pastor, I'm not an apostle, I'm not an evangelist. But why me? Occultic people have practices. And part of the very effective practices that they have is a recruitment strategy and structure. There is a class of people they don't ignore. Let's look at an event that is quite similar to this in the Bible, the book of Daniel, chapter number 1, verse 3. And the king spake to Aspinas, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel. Now, the mistake many Bible students make is that they think that Aspinas was only to recruit those who are from the palace. It's not so. Look at it. Certain of the children of Israel, and not all, the king's seed. So there are those who are not born by king but are royalties. A king is either born or made. When it comes to this level, background is not an excuse. Certain children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, such as had the ability in them to stand in the king's palace, whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of Chaldeans. Now, quote me anywhere, and I'm ready to be misunderstood. If all you know is the Bible, and nothing else, even the ministry will not be so relevant in it. Because apart from Bible knowledge, there are skills you need to run a very fantastic ministry. Leadership skill, management skill, they are important. Sentiments aside. So if you are running from hard work, any sector you want to enter will repel you. What I'm trying to tell you is this, that if you are a believer who is preparing himself, yourself, herself for certain things that is beyond church walls to be able to stand in sectors and move into places, hey, the devil needs you badly. Sometimes the mistake you make, and it's possible for pastors to make this mistake, and you can overbloat your office and think that the pastor is the one who receives the highest level of attack. No, it's possible that you might receive much more, because the devil understands the strategic power of your standing. Do you not think that should have been one of the reasons why the devil wanted to recruit you by all means, to make sure that you were never standing, to the point that you can be useful for anything kingdom? The devil is happy when the church believes that your assignment is tied and limited to church. And I've heard of cases of different occultic groups. They are not interested in just anybody. They are interested in people that their organization has a future because of them. Dear believer, you must know this. You are not ordinary. On the day Jesus was crucified, the highest Mary Magdalene will do is to cry. The highest John the Beloved will do is to comfort the mother of Jesus. But there must be a disciple called Joseph of Arimathea whose standing is influence. Now all the tonguing guys have done as far as they can do. This is where influence takes over. The devil understands that, and he knows that because of your mindset, this is what you think is power. But Mordecai must be praying in the city and Esther knocking the doors in the palace. The both must align for there to be deliverance. You see, you feel I'm a young man, I'm a young lady, getting blessed early, know what to do, know what God is doing in my life. I can't tell the reason why temptations is so much around you. I'm telling you, this is the reason. You have a kingdom assignment. And because you've been indoctrinated and told that in as much as you're not holding the mic, you are not important. Before you will discover you are important, the devil wants to mess you up in many ways. He wants to buy your allegiance. And the reason why there is that compelling force to buy your allegiance is because you are important. If you were never important, the devil will never be interested in your stand. Your intelligence is important. Your leadership skill is important. Your preparation is important. Everything you want to do is important. He's seen what you can become. He's seen what you can do. If you'd allow you to be kingdom inclined, he knows what someone like you can become. And this is also a wake-up call for the church. We need to pay attention and have layers of operations. Many of you thought that could it be because maybe I'm not in ministry where I feel God. You've seen in the past few days that God placed you there where you are for a time as this. Your personal development means so much to the kingdom. Whatever you are not preparing yourself for, you will never achieve. So amen is not the vehicle that takes you there. There is the mental adjustment and preparation. One of the proof that you are aware of what your destiny is that you prepare. Look at the case of the children of Israel. The children of Israel have been in captivity for 390 years. In their 350th year, a child was born. And the child was born by one of the slaves or subjects in Egypt of the house of Levi. If they raise this child in the house of Levi, Egypt will happen to this child. That this child will never have the spine to say we can be free. So let's allow a chaos that will take Levi to Pharaoh, because there is something Pharaoh has that the only man who can ask for deliverance must have. Sometimes you insult those in power, but there is a wisdom that they may have that you need to, because you are quick to burn bridges, they are quick to forgive. Men who are nobles understand the power of relationships. There are times people send me a message and I feel this is not wise. I read and I just let it go. That doesn't mean that you offend me today, doesn't mean God can use you for me tomorrow. So I can't lose twice. You repent tomorrow, God now use you for me, but I blocked you. I not lost. Anger has economic importance, because sometimes you are too filled with bitterness and rage that you are not thinking well. So what God does, He will separate you from toxicity. He will separate you from the mess. Some of you might even come from a family that God is going to use you to rescue and change the pattern. But first, there must always be a separation. You can't solve the problem in the midst of the problem. And separation will mean that you know what you are doing. Even when they are saying, you are wicked. I know what I'm doing. The one who can change the narrative must first be detoxified from the pain. What does this simply mean? You can play the game of religion and sleep in church all your life, and yet God himself can't trust you enough to use you on the account of the fact that you refuse to develop yourself in areas that God finds useful. God can't use you, the devil can't use you, become an average man. One of the things you must master is the art of conviction. That many times you will be misunderstood, you'll be gotten wrong, but if what you're doing is the will of God, stay in the conviction. Because when you jump out of that conviction to quickly please men, you lose your place. And I must also inform you that me preaching here, I am not where the battle is the hottest. You are the one who is being prepared to go to where the battle is fierce. Nobody is bringing anything to my table now and say, Apostle, stop mentioning Jesus. But they will bring it to your own tables. They will bring it to you. Nobody will rush down here and say, please, Apostle, just drop this mic. Let's go for one night. But they will come for you. You can't be doing what you are doing and say you are not in ministry. You are God's consecrated people being equipped to go. When you stand in your real estate company, you are doing the work of ministry by taking a stand for Jesus. It's the work. Don't get it twisted. You need the same prayer devotion that we need, because the devil knows that this has not been taught and many are not aware. Hence the reason why there's so much compromise.